we're back. Alright, so we covered a little bit of the basics of priming, the importance of priming, and some of the priming products that you can get. Now, Mr. Hobby is not the only manufacturer of primer. You can also go with some other products that UDisco has. For example, I know that Sci-Fi Anime mostly carries primarily Japanese products, so they're going to have Mr. Hobby and Tamiya. Those are kind of the two options that you have. However, I wouldn't discount the North American products. They're also quite good in their own right. So here we go. Now this is something that you should actually try when you buy new paints. I spent a lot of time, not so much on this one, but on the second one that I'm going to show you. Have a look at this. This is a sprue. Okay, it's basically you know what a sprue tree is. It's where all your parts live on before they carry on into the real life, which is living on your model. But here we go. So you can actually see the effect of the paint, what it's going to give on the actual plastic. So this is a quick way to do it, which is pretty much the paint directly on the polystyrene surface. It has its issues though. This one I didn't bother priming anything. Some people will tell you everything. That's the issue. When you're a part of a model, pardon me, club, it has its pros and cons. One of the pros is that you're going to meet some of the actually pretty much most serious and most skilled builders out there. They're there. They have a lot of knowledge to share, and they know what they're doing. You will also meet people that build in an absolutely random way, and you should never listen to what they say, because you have people from all skill sets and different schools. Some people might have a really unorthodox way of building something that may work for you, it may not. Maybe you should stick to the traditional classical techniques. My general rule of thumb is to stick to the techniques that are used by traditional model makers and that have been proven effective over the last generation or so of model building. And so that's what I've gone with over here. Is I've used a more old school approach, pretty much your classical, using an undercoat of black when you're painting metallic parts. And just look at the difference. Look at how much more quality that we're getting here. I have a tendency to go too far forward, when I do this. Here, I'll pull it in a little bit here. So there you go. You can see what it looks like under some bluish light and under a warmer light here, and you can just see that you really do get a much better result. It's so great. The camera's focusing behind it, as I suspect these lines are kind of confusing the autofocus. So it's going to take some getting used to, guys. I do appreciate your patience. It's a new setup for me, so we'll see what we can do there. So yeah, lighting might be a bit of an issue to improve, but actually it really does sort of look like that here. So on the extreme left-hand side, we have the enamel, which is frankly my favorite. I love working with enamel. It is such a fine grade paint, and it just has this wonderful, like, it doesn't even look like paint. It looks like it just looks like this could be a metallic part. I mean, wow, I really love enamel, guys. And then this is a copper, which is an acrylic, which also looks quite decent actually. And so this is which one is that again? The dark copper. All right. The bronze. Sorry about that. This is the bronze, the Tamiya metallic bronze. That would be Mr. Hobby, the metallic gray, and then this is the gunmetal, the Tamiya gunmetal. Now you can see some of the challenges of brush painting, trying to brush paint paints that were not developed with brush painting in mind has its issues. Now, what type of thinner have I used for that? Those are 2 coats, mind you, 2 coats of pretty much 3:2. So it's not so easy. This is Mr. Color thinner, and that's what I've used. Mr. Color thinner can actually be used supposedly for both Mr. Color paints and also for Tamiya paints. It seems to work fine. It says that when you're painting on an uneven surface, maybe it's also because it has been primed. This is a relatively smoother because it's been primed and then undercoated with black and then painted, so it's a 3-step process. Like I said in my article, I wrote that if when I ask you the question, do you enjoy painting, if your answer is no or yeah, don't paint. You don't need to paint. Gunplas actually look pretty much fine unpainted, and I'll show you that in another video. I've got some parts that haven't been painted, and you don't get the same luxury to choose all the shades and colors and the million colors that you could possibly choose from, but if you're looking for a straight build, then you'll get a straight build, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do enjoy spending time, taking your time and developing a skill that's just something you can enjoy for the rest of your life, then certainly getting into painting and learning how to do it has its own reward, and I highly recommend you try that out. So there we go. Is this video getting long? Probably. Let's cut it and see you after the cut.